So today, Clinton gave her commencement speech at her former school, or alma mater, Wellesley College. And excuse me if I'm pronouncing the name of the institution incorrectly. It was broadcast live on CBS. I watched it there, and I had a pretty positive reaction to it when I first watched. I like some of the phrasing that she used, and I'm not a person who agrees very much with most of the stuff Trump's doing, and as a result, I would be inclined to back most of what she had to say. The problem is that I gave it a reassessment as a couple of hours passed, because that was this morning and now we're in the afternoon. And I had a different feeling. And a different feeling comes from somewhat of a frustration with the fact that it seems as if every public appearance of hers has been encompassed or had some relation to Trump. As if since November 8th, she hasn't been her own person anymore. And I'm not trying to make this out to be some gender war nonsense where, oh, because she's a woman, she must bow down. No, no, no. If Romney, in all of his appearances afterward, which I think at this point he was still relatively quiet, I have to go look up May 2013 to get a better idea. If he had done what she's doing and just critiqued everything Obama did and it got major headline, it would be the same thing. I would say he hasn't been his own man since then. But I'm really wondering what kind of issue she has to where, because the way I interpret her comments is that she, one would think on the surface she feels very passionately about opposing this administration, just like all the Democrats in office. But when I evaluated more, I said to myself, she really felt so bothered by what Trump is doing and wanted to truly serve and do her best to actually better the lives of people around her. Why doesn't she run for office again? Hear me out. As governor, or New York. She could run for governor anywhere she wanted and still maybe have some decent shot of winning if it's a blue state or somewhere neutral. And then in that capacity, try to improve the lives of people that you feel are being bothered by this administration. For example, she got on him for the American Health Care Act, called it, I think, a disastrous bill. Why don't you make your own health care bill as a governor or as a representative, which apparently is too demeaning for her? I don't get it, because they tried to make it seem, and she tried to make it seem, as if she really cares about this stuff. I think the only thing she really cares about is that she lost. She's still bothered by it, which I could understand to some extent, but you have to do more if you want me to be convinced that you truly care about women and people that are worse off than you. If you truly care about those young women that are coming up at Wellesley and the ones that are in the undergrad, the class of 2018, 2019, 2020, why don't you take some of that millions of dollars that you have and pay off a part of some students' loans so that when they get out of school, they don't have to worry that much about all the money that they're going to have to make back and pay off. Those are the things that would convince me that she is for the average person. Even if she does take Wall Street money, at least she's using it for a noble cause instead of lining up her own pocket to try and get in the top 10% or one, while the rest of us are sitting over here grabbing crumbs. But, that's besides the point. Um, when I see these people clapping for her, when I see all the, I remember election night and everybody, these Clinton supporters were tearing up, crying. Miley Cyrus, we were talking about, she deserves to be the first woman president. Then why does she do nothing to help a plurality of the women that live in the U.S.? We always talk about women are leading in school or whatever. Why don't you pay for them so that when they're leading in these bills or when they're leading in these schools, they don't have to be bombarded with debts and um, books that that cost upwards of hundreds and thousands of dollars, classes that cost hundreds of dollars. Why not pick some students out from hold a contest, do something. Anything is better than just spouting out some words. I could talk all day long. I don't have anywhere near any of what she has, and neither do most people. She has the power to actually make a change in the lives of multiple people without holding office, but she doesn't do it because she doesn't care. And that's really what is so irritating about watching that speech and about seeing all these people tear up and talk about how much they can't stand Trump. He doesn't care about me. It would have been the same thing the other way around. You had no good option this past November that was on a major party ticket.